Welcome all of you to the English news on Lào Cai TV. Here are the main highlights for today. Lào Cai provincial planting announcement and investor meeting. Lào Cai chairman hosts China's Changyuan Research Institute delegation. The nation borderland pivot. And now are the details. On the afternoon of March 23rd, 2026, the People's Committee of Lào Cai Province formally organized a high-level conference to announce the Prime Minister's decision regarding the adjusted master plan for Lào Cai Province for the 2021 to 2030 period, with a vision toward 2050. This pivotal event also served as a strategic forum for provincial leaders to engage with nearly 300 delegates from major economic cooperation, state-owned enterprises, cooperative and domestic and international investors currently driving production and business activities within the province.
The conference was attended by a distinguished delegation of provincial leaders, including Mr. Hong Zhang, Permanent Deputy Secretary of the Provincial Party Committee, Mr. Nguyen Tuan An, Deputy Secretary of the Provincial Party Committee and Chairman of the Provincial People's Committee, and Ms. Zhang Thi Dung, Deputy Secretary of the Provincial Party Committee and Chairwoman of the Vietnam Fatherland Front in Lào Cai. The event also welcomed Dr. Nguyen Nhu Nguyen, Director of the National Institute for Finance, Ministry of Finance, along with leaders from various provincial departments, the Standing Committee of the Provincial People's Council, and socio-political organizations. A vision for a regional growth pole. The conference officially unveiled the adjusted master plan, which identifies Lào Cai as a primary growth pole of the Northern Midlands and Mountainous region by 2030. Strategically, the province is set to become a central economic bridge connecting trade between Vietnam, ASEAN nations, and the southwest region of China. This vision focuses on rapid, sustainable growth driven by new economic engines, a positive structural shift. Looking toward 2050, Lào Cai aspires to become a premier development center for northern Vietnam, acting as a global trade link between Vietnam, ASEAN, China, and Europe, while realizing a development philosophy of being green, harmonious, unique, and happy. Economic breakthroughs in 2025. The conference highlighted the outstanding socio-economic achievements of 2025 as a foundation for future growth. Lào Cai concluded the year with a robust GRDP growth rate of 8.14%, ranking second out of 9 provinces in the region and 17th nationwide. Total state budget revenue reached an unprecedented 21,689 billion VND, equivalent to 160% of the central government's estimate. A vital component of this success was the contribution of 12,630 enterprises, which accounted for over 7,000 billion VND of the total revenue. During the discussion session, delegates participated in presentations regarding investment attraction policies, urban planning management, social housing development, and projects in the mineral, agricultural, and forestry sectors. At the exact moment when the province was implementing the transition to a two-level local government model, a period of significant administrative adjustment and busy scheduling, Lào Cai remarkably prioritized and completely resolved administrative procedures for our company. What we especially value is the efficiency. Within just 24 hours of completing our financial obligations, we were issued our land use certificates. For investors, the most critical factors are administrative procedures, time, and the pace of project resolution, and in these areas, Lào Cai has performed exceptionally well. Addressing the conference, Chairman Nguyen Tuan An reaffirmed that the adjusted master plan reflects a long-term, holistic approach to development, identifying clear growth axes and priority sectors. He emphasized the provincial administration's unwavering stance that the success of businesses is the province's success, and their difficulties are the government's concerns. In the new development context and under the two-level local government model, the provincial planning has been adjusted with a comprehensive and long-term mindset. It fully reflects the potential, advantages, and development orientation of the province for the coming period, while clearly identifying dynamic axes, growth poles, and priority regions. This is a crucial foundation for organizing development space, effectively allocating resources, and attracting strategic investors to accompany the province in its journey. We have set a goal to reach 5,000 hectares of industrial zones by 2030 and 8,000 hectares by 2050. To achieve this, we must create the best conditions for businesses to come here. We must be open and facilitate favorable mechanisms and policies. Administrative procedures must be reformed, fast, and convenient so that we can truly attract investors. To achieve a growth target exceeding 10% in 2026, the chairman committed to deepening reforms, prioritizing infrastructure in key industrial clusters, and remaining steadfast in the goal of green development. The province will prioritize sectors with comparative advantages, such as deep processing industries, the border gate economy, and logistics. To conclude the event, the People's Committee of Lào Cai Province granted investment approval decisions for 3 major projects totaling over 4,200 billion VND. These projects span key sectors vital to the province's future growth. Furthermore, the provincial government presented formal awards to honor businesses for their monumental contributions to Lào Cai's socio-economic prosperity in 2025. The conference ended on a high note, reinforcing a partnership built on transparency, efficiency, and sustainability.
On the afternoon of March 24th, a high-level delegation from Truyền Research Institute, China, led by Mr. Yuan Zhihua, chairman of the institute and founder of the Pacific Construction Group and Sansan Group, paid a courtesy visit to a provincial leaders of Lào Cai. The delegation was received by Mr. Nguyễn Tuấn Anh, Deputy Secretary of the Provincial Party Committee and Chairman of the Lào Cai Provincial People's Committee, along with leaders of relevant departments.
During the meeting, Chairman Nguyễn Tuấn Anh provided a brief overview of Lào Cai's strategic strengths, particularly in industrial development, the border gate economy, agriculture, forestry, and tourism. He emphasized that for the 2026 to 2030 period, the province aims to achieve double-digit growth. To reach this goal, in addition to central government resources and internal efforts, Lào Cai is proactively seeking external investment, specifically targeting large-scale corporations and major investors. The chairman expressed his hope that Truyền Research Institute would conduct in-depth research to explore investment opportunities within the province. On behalf of the delegation, Mr. Yuan Zhihua expressed his gratitude for the warm reception from the provincial leadership. He affirmed the institute's commitment to actively researching and implementing suitable investment projects in Lào Cai. He expressed the institute's desire to establish a representative office in the province in the near future. This office would facilitate a more efficient process for studying and seizing cooperation and investment opportunities directly within the locality.
Amidst the Rock Mountain ranges, the party south in border communes serve not only as leading political nuclei, but also as a reliable pillar to ethnic minority community. Guided by the motto, "Party member lead the way, the villagers follow," these political nuclei are tireless, awakening internal resources, joining hands with the people to build prosperous homelands and firmly protect national sovereignty.
In Bat Sat district, digital transformation is no longer a distant concept. To apply for a house repair permit, Mr. Đào Văn Nam no longer needs to travel to the Commune People's Committee. Instead, he simply visits the Nquang Village Cultural House, where the community digital technology team assists him with procedures on the National Public Service Portal. Within minutes, all formalities are completed. Notably, this team consists entirely of party members who provide administrative support to the local people every day of the week, ensuring that modern governance benefits reach even the most remote areas. The community working group helps me complete procedures much faster. When I go to the public administrative center, the work is also resolved 1 or 2 days sooner, which is very convenient. Moving beyond administrative reforms, party members at the Long Heng Village Party Cell have adopted a go to every alley, knock on every door approach. They actively mobilize the community to restructure crops and introduce new livestock into production, helping families escape poverty. More importantly, the party cell encourages residents to participate in protecting borders and landmarks, ensuring security and order in frontier areas. Self-managed security and border protection are always closely coordinated with the people. In all cases, the people and the security team must collaborate to ensure order, allowing residents to lead more stable lives. In parallel with local party cells, the Bat Sat border guard post has affirmed its role as a key political anchor by seconding officers to grassroots levels.
Chúng tôi sẽ tiếp tục tham mưu cho địa phương và tham mưu cho Đảng ủy, Ban chỉ huy Bộ Không tỉnh tiếp tục giới thiệu đảng viên tham gia sinh hoạt tại chi bộ các thôn biên giới và đặc biệt là một số chi bộ vùng cao, miền núi mà ít đảng viên. Để từ đó góp phần nâng cao chất lượng sinh hoạt chi bộ, đáp ứng cái yêu cầu, nhiệm vụ của đơn vị và cái nhu cầu phát triển của địa phương, củng cố hệ thống chính trị cơ sở trong cái điều kiện mới.
Every village has now become a solid foothold where the party's intent and the people's hearts merge, maintaining peace at the nation's border fence.
Since the beginning of 2026, the total import-export turnover through border gates in Lào Cai province has reached 499.72 million USD, signaling a sustained and positive growth momentum in border trade.
Specifically, export turnover accounted for $243.53 million United States dollars, while imports reached $204.43 million United States dollars, with other trade categories contributing $51.75 million United States dollars. Compared to the same period last year, the trade volume has shown an optimistic recovery, characterized by consistent weekly growth and a diverse commodity structure. Key export staples include agricultural products, timber, and yellow phosphorus, while imports of machinery and chemicals remain vital to the total turnover. These impressive results not only demonstrate the effectiveness of administrative reforms at border checkpoints, but also reflect the strong confidence of businesses in Lào Cai's transparent and efficient investment environment.
Currently, over 12,600 enterprises in Lào Cai province provide employment for approximately 135,000 workers, with stable monthly income ranging from 9 to 10 million VND per person.
Statistics show that more than 50 large-scale enterprises employ 500 or more workers each, primarily in the garment, mineral processing, construction materials, foreign invested, and state-owned sectors. The average monthly income reflects a competitive landscape: 9 million VND in the state sector, 9.35 million VND in the non-state sector, and approximately 10.1 million VND in foreign invested enterprises. Beyond job creation, these businesses contribute over 35% of the province's total budget revenue. They also play a pivotal role in social welfare, actively supporting housing for the poor and providing disaster relief, thereby significantly fostering the province's overall socio-economic development.
The Lào Cai Provincial Department of Health recently collaborated with the Cardiovascular Center of E-Hospital Hanoi, the Vietnam Children's Fund Social Enterprise, and the Provincial Obstetric and Children's Hospital to organize a free congenital heart defect screening program for children in the province's highland regions.
The initiative was successfully implemented at the regional health centers of Bac Ha and Muong Quang, as well as the Wai Tai Commune Health Station. As a result of the program, out of 857 children who received cardiovascular screenings, medical professionals identified 38 cases requiring surgical intervention or specialized periodic monitoring at E-Hospital. Children with suspected congenital heart conditions were enrolled in the Scar of Life, providing them with opportunities for further treatment and free heart surgeries. This practical activity is vital for the early detection of cardiovascular diseases, ensuring equitable treatment opportunities for children in remote and rural areas while significantly enhancing the quality of pediatric healthcare across the province.
Participating in the National Science and Engineering Fair for the 2025 to 2026 academic years, the Lào Cai Provincial Student Delegation earned an impressive achievement with 5 out of 6 projects receiving honor.
The delegation secured 1 third prize and 4 fourth prizes. Notably, the third prize was awarded to 12th grade students from Nguyen Tat Ton Gifted High School for their project, building a digital bridge model to enhance access to online public administrative services for ethnic minority communities in Vietnam. The 4 fourth prizes were earned by students from Lào Cai Gifted High School, Bao Tang No. 1 High School, and Nguyen Tat Ton Gifted High School. This success further affirms the effectiveness of STEM education and the promotion of scientific research in Lào Cai's schools.
Ladies and gentlemen, our program today is ending. Thank you for your attention.